With the brand new Space Marine Codex that's coming out, of course, we have brand new lore. In this video, I'm going to explore some of that new lore with the Successor Chapters, but I also have separate videos coming out this week and next week all about the Lion and all about the Guilliman and Ultramarines because they have some spicy stuff in this new Codex. So let's jump in and let's get waffling. So I will put the images in the background right now, and we're going to start with page 1, which is the best page, which is the Successor Chapters of the Sons of Rogel Dawn. And we actually do have a brand new chapter, a part of the Sons of Dawn, the Brazen Annihilators. Again, highlighted in the background, it says, even for an Imperial Fist successor, this chapter emphasizes the use of heavy ordnance in battle. The bombardments they unleash, whether from orbit or by thunder fire, cannons and whirlwinds, have been legend for millennia. By the time their warriors charge home, the enemy's positions have been reduced to little more than scorched, bloody craters. So the Brazen Annihilators have been around for a bit. Like, they're a new chapter, but they're an old chapter as well. It's like they've always been here. They've got more recruits during Guilliman's reinforcement during the Ultima founding. But yeah, they've always been here, but it's a new, brand new Space Marine chapter. This is new for the Sons of Dawn. The rest of the chapters are basically just the chapters that we already know of. The Crimson Fist, of course, second founding chapter. The Iron Knight, Sons of the Phoenix, which, how do I say this in the nicest way? I don't believe you. There's a lot of talk that they may be actually linked to Fulgrim's gene seed, but that is another video for another time. The Hammers of Dawn, of course, are legendary in the chapter wars, and the Subjugators, of course. It's nice to see the Subjugators getting some love because for me, they're one of my favorite successor chapters in the lineage of Rogel Dawn. And on the next page, it is dedicated to the Raven Guard and their successors, and as you can see in the background, many of these are known to a lot of people. I don't think there's anything new actually on this page. Knights of the Raven? No, I actually think they're a founded chapter themselves. The Blackguard, the Necropolis Hawks, I always struggle with that one. The Death Spectres are definitely, Iron Ravens definitely, Raptors definitely, Rift Stalkers, maybe Rift Stalkers are not new. I've heard about the Rift Stalkers as well. And the Revelers, they are all established and they're all in here. So no new successor chapters for the Raven Guard, I'm afraid. Squawky boys, you'll have to keep in the shadows. You'll have to keep purging and taking the enemy's name until you get a new successor chapter. And sadly, this seems to carry on over the course of the successors, because right in the background again, we have the White Scars successors. Marauders, I know they're established. Rampagers, they're established. Dark Hunters, they're established. They were actually supposed to have a book that was supposed to be coming out, and then it wasn't coming out because there was a big copyright issue, because there was another book called Dark Hunters out, and something legal happened and we never got it. But apparently that was supposed to be an amazing story. Destroyers, I know they're not new. Solar Hawks, they're not new. Storm Reapers, I definitely know they're not new because I absolutely love their chapter symbol. Stormlords are not new. And of course, Mantis Warriors, they're definitely not new because they were all involved in the Badab War. So for the White Scars, just like for the Raven Guard, I'm sorry, you have no new successors. I think this is really lazy from Games Workshop at this point. 1 or 2 chapters, one at least, right? One new successor chapter for every first founding chapter should at least be added to every new Space Marine Codex. And just before we jump to the Unknown Lineage pages and discuss some of the massive retcons over there, let's focus on the Iron Hands again. Iron Hands, Iron Lords, I know they're not new. Red Talons, I don't think they're new. If you were to put it to me in the question, I'd probably be a bit 50-50, but I'm sure I've seen the Red Talons mentioned before. Brazen Claws, definitely not new. Sons of Medusa, definitely not new. The Covenant of Fire, I know they're not new because I did a previous video covering them when they were actually announced. I was like, wow, these are very, very word-bearer-ish in the way that they look with their chapter symbol and stuff. Dragon Spears, I know they're not new because they have a really, really cool color scheme. I've seen them. Black Vipers and Dark Krakens, again, those chapters are not new. They were introduced in 8th edition, was it 8th or 9th edition in those chapter codexes. This is what I mean. Like, I'm just echoing just what I just said. Like, those previous books felt like it was more dedicated to the Space Marines. There was just more enthusiasm about them. This book just seems to be literally copy and pasted, which is a huge and awful letdown. It really is. It's something that I expected better from Games Workshop, and I think they should deliver better, especially on how much they're asking for the prices of these books these days. I think they should be adding new content and not just doing Control-C, Control-V over to the pages. Now, on to the unknown lineage, and I've kind of covered this previously in a separate video. It's not going to be a rant video again, even though that video was intended not to be a rant. It came across as a rant. I'm sorry if it did. That was not my intention at all. But what we're going to be looking at today, again, in the background now, is the image of the unknown lineage. And when it comes to these chapters, a lot of them actually have known lineage. For example, the mentors, they were said that they were Ultramarines. I think it was a Dark Imperium book which mentioned them. Now, I know a lot of people have come at me and say, well, you know, everything is fake and not everything is real. You know, some things are not true. 40k is not true. The lore. I'm sorry, right? When Games Workshop comes out and states that they belong to a certain successor chapter, it should stay that way, because that means there's no certainty. Are Ultramarines really Ultramarines? Are Imperial Fists really Imperial Fists? If you start going down that road and start talking like that, then it just gets weird and stupid, and then nothing makes sense. At the end of the day, people love their chapters, and they buy these little plastic models because they want to paint them as certain chapters because who they're related to. So if GW states they're related to someone, they should stick with it. And that gets to the next point of the Exorcist. They were definitely stated as Sons of Rogal Dawn. That was in the White Dwarf magazine, Index Astartes, Exorcist. It states it. That released between, well, it actually released during 9th edition, so it looks like the people who have wrote this codex have literally just copied and pasted from 8th edition and not read that Index Astartes. Black Dragons, there is literally a article, search on Google, search Black Dragons Google Warhammer community. It states that the Black Dragons are from the Salamanders. Again, the miscommunication here is absolutely just bizarre from Games Workshop. Really is bizarre, especially when they're known for, you know, the lore and stuff, and we love the lore and everything like that. Blood Ravens, of course, that's always been a mystery. Star Dragons, they're kind of new. They were introduced in 9th/8th edition, if I'm not mistaken. They're rumored to be close to the Iron Hands. And Fire Lords, as it states here, they're rumored to be close to the Salamander lineage. If it's true, let's go to Nocturne and let's see if their skin changes, right? That's how you know if they're going to be sons of the Big Drake. I'm moving on to the second page of the unknown lineage. Again, at the top, the Storm Giants. I'm sure the Storm Giants were something to do with the White Scars. It's probably just me thinking of something, but I do love the Storm Giants because these have like abnormal growth and they're like big space, like they're even big to Space Marines. So, and the Inquisition's like, how big can you get? We want to test you. And they're like, no, you're not testing us. So yeah, the Storm Giants are really, really cool. White Templars, I know they were Sons of Dawn at one point, but we had the rug pulled from underneath us. Nope, you are not Sons of Dawn anymore. This happened to the Soul Drinkers. Now it's happened to the White Templars. But for me, they always fought with Dawn's courage. So they'll always be a Son of Dawn to me. Dragon Lords, they again got introduced in 8th and 9th. Brazen Skulls, I don't really know much about Brazen Skulls. Were Brazen Skulls fighting during the big Sabbath crusade and stuff like that? Please help me out in the comment section. Tigers, Argen, I think they were introduced in 9th edition as well. Red Scorpions, big Forge World chapter, rumored to be either Emperor's Children, Word Bearers, some say even World Eaters, but I don't see the World Eaters in there. But again, that's entirely up to you how you read their lore. Caradons, we've discussed these before, rumored to be either Raven Guard successors, Night Lord successors, or even a mix of both of the Gene Seeds. Really, really interesting story. Absolute brutal chapter. I literally love the Space Sharks. And last, where they belong, of course, it's the Minotaurs, the lapdogs of the High Lords. Where's their lead, right? They want to go for a walk. Absolute scoundrels, the Minotaurs are. Never trust a Minotaur. Never, ever trust a Minotaur. GW said play these as Sons of Dawn, and a lot of people said, oh, that makes them Sons of Dawn. No, it doesn't make them Sons of Dawn, right? Keep them away from Dawn's glorious lineage. Go and play them as, I don't know, World Eaters or Iron Warriors or something like that. You know, one of like the bad guys, because that's who Minotaurs are. They are very, very bad and very, very naughty. Anyway, Chaperonios, that's enough waffling from me. Tomorrow is Thursday. Well, it's Thursday if you're watching this on release day, which is Wednesday. And I'm going to be putting out the new Lion lore video because, there is new lore of the lion in this book. And it actually makes you think, what the hell is going on with a lion? So stay tuned to that if you want to jump in on that one. And Friday, of course, I'm going to be doing the foil video, Unleash the foil Valrak. It's going to be a good one. There's so much stuff to talk about in this codex, and it's going to be going all through this week and next week. See you now. Have a great day, and bye-bye.